Good evening, everyone. It is May 6, 2019. I'm Eric. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. So, a lot of shit has happened, and it would figure, right? My first day back at work, and a whole bunch of stuff happens. So, I have the hiccups too, by the way, for some unknown damn reason. Alright, so scientists say the food crisis will have humans eating maggots for protein. And there's a second article. A food crisis is here, trouble for farmers in the Corn Belt. And we got to get into it. Figured I would knock a couple of vids out while my wife sets up our area for getting my tattoos done. So, alright. Would you eat maggots for protein? I'm not sure if I would or not, but, probably still better than eating another person. This is from Max Slavo, by the way. And by the way, this is just a sign, another sign that shit hit the fan is really, we really are teetering on that edge, and something's going to come along and push us off that edge. We already have a pig disease that's taken hold in a few countries, and China is one of the biggest exporters of pork. So, and of course, our gullible United States does business with them. Anyway, I digress. As an alternative to meat, one scientist has suggested that humans will acquire the habit of eating maggots in order to reach their protein intake requirements. Maggot sausages will be the meat of the future, according to Australian scientist Dr. Lourens Hoffman. Food scientists at the University of Queensland in Brisbane, Australia, are incorporating insects such as maggots and locusts into a range of specialty foods, including sausage, as well as formulating sustainable insect-based feeds for the livestock themselves. In quotes, would you eat a commercial sausage made of maggots? And the answer is fuck no. What about other insect larvae and even whole insect like locusts? Maybe. Maybe the insect, but not fucking maggots. The biggest potential for sustainable protein production lies with insects and new plant sources, said Dr. Hoffman. Except there's a problem with his little idea. Where'd my damn phone go? And I'll be able to pull up the article. Today I saw an article at work. I must have left it back in the other room. Saw an article at work talking about how there's going to be, or already is, a mass die-off of many species, and insects are one of the hardest hit of those species. Don't think, probably insects may not be as viable as this doctor really thinks they are. They expect a little over 1 million species to be extinct by like 2029 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what I read. I've read a lot, so 2029 I think was the date. Hoffman says that the meat industry is not sustainable, but people can start eating insects instead. An overpopulated world is going to struggle to find enough protein unless people are willing to open their minds and stomachs to much broader notion of food, said Hoffman. The scientist says that conventional livestock production will soon be unable to meet global demand for meat. That means that the other fillers and alternatives will be needed to supplement the food supply with sufficient protein sources. Why not peanut butter? Why not eggs? So what they're getting at here is this. While guys like Bill Gates and the Rockefellers and fucking the Rothschild dynasty, your presidents and your congressmen and your senators, your Supreme Court judges, and probably even law enforcement, they will have the ability and to eat meat, and you will not, if they have it their way. That's what they're going for. Now, if you haven't heard of Codex Alimentarius, I would say that you should probably look that up and check it out and read what exactly it is. I will butcher it, but I will go ahead and give you sort of a nutshell here. Codex Alimentarius is a UNESCO deal where they want to make things like natural supplements, vitamins, and all the way down to your meals. They want to strip away your ability to have plant-based nutrients and meat-based proteins, and instead they want you eating things like insects and relying on big pharma for your medical needs instead of natural treatments. So that's what this is about. They want to deprive the populations of the world of the ability to eat meat under the guise that it's not sustainable. Well, I would say probably 100% of the world's governments are not sustainable either. I don't see them voluntarily relinquishing their power. So, and then there was another one here, trying to make these brief as possible. Come on, you motherfucker. Right here. A food crisis is here, trouble for farmers in the Corn Belt. Again, Max Slavo. And you can see by this picture already what the problem is. This is on top of many, 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 many other losses, including contents of silos, which were, kind of being held back. It was kind of a reserve there. and those were wiped out due to flooding and mold. Trouble is brewing for farmers in the United States located in the Corn Belt. Corn is fed to the animals in much of the country. Corn is fed to the animals much of the country consumes. So without it, we are staring at a food crisis right in the face. Corn planting is already behind on schedule. The weather in the United States has made farming difficult as of late, while bankruptcies soar and flooding continues as the weather in 4 of the top 6 states for corn production couples with the skyrocketing number of bankruptcies of American farmers. We could be on the precipice of a food crisis. And to make matters worse, none of the weather is expected to improve, putting even more financial pressure on the already stressed farmers. According to the latest crop progress report, which was issued by Monday by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the 4 states significantly behind on schedule are Illinois, Minnesota, Indiana, and South Dakota. And they are expected to remain this way, according to AccuWeather meteorologists who have been analyzing the data. So, we have some very rough times in the not distant future at all. We're talking about months. So, I would get prepared if I were you. Rice, dried peas, there's all kinds of things you could get. Dense protein bars, these kinds of things. You can buy them in bulk for a pretty cheap price and keep your family fed. It's easy to move around. So, I'm serious, people. We're months out, not years. Thought I would share this with you. Till next time, kill the state. Live free.